What's up, everybody? What is up? How's everybody doing today, man? You already know how it goes. It's your boy B back with another video. Let me turn these lights down because I don't like the way I look. I don't like it. Why they not turning? Okay. That's not that. It's probably actually this right here. All right, y'all. Let's lock in. So, look. I can't believe a few things right now currently, if I'm being honest. So you guys know I'm getting this office together. I am trying to get to the point to where I can create the content the way I want, back to business as usual. But I want to talk about something that crossed my path today. Number one, waking up as an entrepreneur or as an hustler or as a human being in general, you're going to always have problems that exist, right? Now, I don't know about you guys, but once I wake up, it's like, boom, let the shit start, right? Like, it's just a whole bunch of things just start going this way and that way and that way and this way. But it's always important to make sure that you keep a straight head, moving forward mentality. Now, the biggest problem I've had being an entrepreneur on my journey of becoming as successful as possible is one, waking up every single day and competing against myself instead of competing against the people that I see. Yo, you look like Anthony Davis. Yo, you know the funny thing that I think, I haven't ever been told that before, but yesterday I was playing basketball and people kept saying that same exact thing, and it was irritating the hell out of me. It was irritating me that people were saying that. The boy just kept calling me Anthony Davis, bro. I look nothing like Anthony Davis, like literally nothing. So I don't see it. I think that you tripping like a transmission, but I get it and I understand. But look, I like being successful, but I also like competing against myself, right? So back to what I was saying is you're always going to have problems and you're always going to have people that are not happy. That's something to me that is really hard for me to battle against, because as a business owner, you want to make people like your business. You want people to like you, but it doesn't always pan out that way. Like, people are always going to have something negative to say, or even if they have something positive, it's always going to be somebody out there that don't like your ass, right? And a lot of us can't take that because we want to be liked. And I used to be a people pleaser, and I'm getting a little bit out of being a people pleaser because I don't want to please people. I just want to be able to do the right thing, right? Because I do believe that doing the right thing gets you the right results. Doing the wrong thing gets you the wrong results, right? So it's all about being appreciative at where you're at in life, never settling for where you're at in life, and always pushing yourself further even when you don't want to. Hard work starts when you don't want to do it anymore, right? A lot of people be like, oh my God, I'm putting in all this hard work. No, you're not, because you want to do it, right? So how do you feel or think that you're putting in hard work when this is some shit that you want to do, or it's something that has to do with something that you like, right? Hard work actually happens when you start doing things that you regret or that you've been trying not to do or trying to avoid. And unfortunately, I ran across an issue with a price list, right? So I have this price list. Give a backstory. I have a price list. It's a buyer's price list. It has 50 buyers on one price list. Now, this is an extremely hard service to do. That's why a lot of people have not, or to be honest, I haven't found anybody that has done it, because when you have a price list for 50 people, okay? Now, I want to make this clear. The 50 people rotate, because I have some people that want to join in, and then I got to kick some people that's not really active off. I got to kick some people that ain't really putting in the work that I want them to put. I got to kick them off. So it's always rotating. And I love the priceless idea, and I have made a bunch of people money with it. But the price list can't make everybody happy. Unfortunately, some people don't even watch the video completely to even understand what the price list does. They rather buy the price list and think that it's just going to make them money. Some people buy the price list and think that the price list is just going to be their holy grail. But here's the thing. When it comes to the price list is very subjective to your timing. You have some that rush, some that are in the business and understand how it works when it comes to the logistics of getting offers. You have some people that may not know because this is their first time. You have some people that are used to selling to resellers. Nobody, when they get this buyer's price list, really understands usually how tedious, dedicated, and how smooth you gotta be to keep 50 people happy. Okay? All right? And put 50 people in one area or one chat that all can work together. Okay? It becomes very hard. Now, the reason I'm addressing this is because I'm going to talk about phone flipping first. We're going to do morning hustle more on a consistent basis because I want it to be to where how I used to do it, where every day I updated you on the price and the price list. I think that is really cool. I think that's a cool idea. So we're going to go over some prices, and these are going to be new phone prices. Now, what I find unique is that if you are somebody that has the price list and you look at what I do online, and you may be like, okay, well, Brandon, you got this price, or you did this, or you did that. Let me explain something. I want to explain this really, really quickly, okay? And I'm about to show y'all something I should not be showing you, okay? This is something that I was told not to show, but I'm going to show because I think it's important to be transparent with you guys, and we about to do it right now. So this price list I'm about to show you is a price list that I was told not to show people. Why? Because this price list is this is what they're getting paid. So effectively, in order to have a buyer's price list where everybody's price list works together, you have to know what they're getting paid, right? So I sift through a whole bunch of price lists. Me and my team, we sift through a whole bunch of price lists with a whole bunch of numbers on a daily basis, and we look at how much and what these people are getting paid. So let's go down a little rabbit hole of what this current buyer is getting paid. This buyer is from China, and we're going to talk about what they're getting paid. So let's do it, right? So I'm going to actually make this very close, okay? And we're actually going to talk about some of these prices, okay? Because what it seems to be is that people, they get confused. Wholesalers, okay? People that are buying phones to sell overseas are going to pay good money, but they're not going to pay the same amount that resellers in the States pay. Right now, let me explain why. Because when it comes to a wholesaler that is in China, right, they get paid 10 times the amount that we would get paid, but they're getting paid this money in their country, okay? They put these phones in their phone stores. They put these phones in their markets, and they get paid. A reseller is going to be basing the device value off of what they get paid in the States. So no matter if you're in Philly, no matter if you're in California, no matter if you're in Miami, that phone is going to be worth the same amount of money, okay? But if you're in China, Australia, Europe, if you are in Turkey, if you're in Pakistan, wherever you're at, if you're in Trinidad, which is a really popular place right now, a really, really popular place, those phone prices are different. Let's make that clear, okay? So let's set the stage of understanding. A reseller in the States is going to pay you more, most of the time, than somebody internationally. Because in the States, we're paying USD. Overseas, they have different currencies. They're making their money off of the different currencies. Now, wholesale buyers in totality don't pay the best prices. What it is the reason you want to use a wholesaler is if you have a bunch of phones and you want to move them. That's why you use wholesalers. You don't use wholesalers if you want to make the maximum amount of profit. That's not what a wholesaler is used for. That's what a consumer is used for. Okay? That's what a consumer, somebody that is a reseller or somebody that is trying to buy phones to use for their own personal gain, right? So I like to say if my kid wants a iPhone 16, hell yeah, I'm gonna pay you top dollar. But if my kid in Dominican Republic wants an iPhone 16, that's like a car to me. Okay, so now I'm trying to get it as cheap as possible, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna sell that thing in the Dominican Republic for as much as I can so I can get as much money as possible. We ain't that greedy in the States because we don't really see phones as that valuable, right? So I'm showing you guys this price list right here for a reason, and I want to talk about why, right? So this is what a buyer is actually getting paid for to actually buy phones. So this does not include his income. Now, this buyer takes around $20 to $30 off of each price. Okay? This is not a price list. This is actually a list that a buyer sends me to actually tell me what they are getting paid. I don't get paid this. It's not how it works. Now, some of the price list, yes, it's how it works. But when you see me pull out the handy dandy calculator, right? And you see me do this. And this is no shots to nobody, but I just want to make this clear. Right? And I say iPhone 16 Pro Max 256, $710 sealed. Right? All right. $710. That's how much that person's getting paid. So what the buyer does is they say, okay, I'm getting paid $710. I'll take 30, $680. Right? The issue. Now I'm going to tell y'all what the issue is and why a lot of people don't make bread. Because the issue is when you are a buyer and you send somebody a price just like this, and then the person says, well, if you're getting paid $710, why don't I just get $710 in return for the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Why don't you just give me the $710? Person looks at you like, yo, bro, what are you talking about? Why would I give you all of my profit? I'm being upfront with you and I'm showing you a price list of what I get paid, but I'm not going to just take nothing. I'm not just going to take nothing. So no, they tell me, hey, this is what my profit is going to be. As you guys see, right? Verizon Clean NA equals locked plus 20. What does that mean? That means, now mind you, I don't have all of his numbers. He only sent me a few things because we had a discrepancy. I was talking to him. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't get paid that low. And what ends up happening is, I told you guys, every single time you start working with a buyer and then they give you a price, and then you like, yo, it's not that low, bro. They be like, it is that low. I'm telling you, like the price has went down, and then they end up sending you a price list. That's how it works. See, this is what you got to realize about buyers. Buyers don't operate on your emotions. They don't operate on the fact that you feel like it's worth around this amount of money. That doesn't matter to buyers. Buyers, the way they operate is, this is the price. The price is the price. They don't negotiate on the price. It's not, oh, well, could you do 20 more? Oh, could you do 30 more? No, a buyer, like a real live buyer, the price is the price. Unless they tell you that the price changed. Because usually they don't have a lot of wiggle room. A lot of buyers, they're buying thousands and thousands of phones. And it's like, they don't really, because they know that if I do a favor for you today, it's going to be another one tomorrow. Okay? So this buyer is trying to show me something because I had an issue with one of my hustlers where he felt like he should have made more money or he should be offered more. So I said, yo, listen, I need some proof, man. I need you to show me that what you bidding is actually making sense. See, I don't show you guys the dialogues or the way I talk to other people or other buyers because, to be quite frank, it's none of y'all business. Because, see, one thing I won't do to y'all is I won't ever put y'all in a position to fail. And if I see that, hey, I'm talking to this person and I'm doing it in this manner for a certain reason, I don't want you to try to pick up and kick up and try to do the same thing when you don't even understand the intention. So I don't talk to every buyer the same. Some buyers are extremely rude. Some are extremely nice and pleasant. Some buyers will try to F you over if they can. Some buyers don't. They just genuine. But I'm going to be honest. This buyer that I'm talking about currently, he be trying to play. He be trying to play. He tries to finesse me all the time. I bring him a grade B phone. He try to pay me grade C. I bring him a grade A phone. He try to pay me a grade B plus. I don't have a piece of the charger, the plastic on the charger. He tries to take a deduction. It's always something. But I sit there and demand that respect because he understands that I'm not going for what you just say. Right? So, boom, we have some prices here. And I just want to show you why buying iPhone 16 Pro Maxes is one of the worst things you can do as a phone buyer currently. Because, see, you got an iPhone 16 Pro Max 256, $710 sealed. Now, mind you, I wouldn't buy a sealed phone. I would always open it. And as you see, the prices, the sealed is the same as the open. Why? Because what buyers see is that people are using these phones and they are acting like they're sealed and then they're sending people clones. And I had a talk with somebody yesterday about this. So what they did was they said, you know what, to even it out, because they open in boxes too. So to even it out, it's fair game. Right? Sealed is the same price of activated. Okay. So, now the buyer gives me this price list, and what he's telling me is, hey, I made $30 from this, so deduct whatever and take $30 off. Okay, great. Now, $710 is the market value for this guy. $565 for the iPhone 16 Pro. 16 plus 430, 16 380, 15 Pro Max 580, 15 Pro 450, 15 plus 375. Now, let's make this clear. Now, I'm about to try to make this make sense for you guys. Why would I, as a phone buyer, not buy an iPhone 16 or iPhone 16s? See, what I learned is if you are a phone buyer and you have all 16s, 9 times out of 10, you getting your phones from people that get them out of stores. Because what happens is the people that get the phones out of stores think that the iPhone 16s are the most profitable phones, but they're not. Because, see, it's not about how much you get paid for a phone. It's about how much you profit. You can profit from an iPhone 13, an iPhone 14, an iPhone 15, an iPhone 15 Plus, an iPhone 15 Pro, an iPhone 15 Pro Max. You can profit off of any phone. The catch is liability and risk management. So, what phone can you get that costs you the least amount of money? That's the win. The win isn't, oh, I have 6 iPhone 16 Pro Maxes unlocked. The win is not that. Let me tell you why. Because if you're getting these phones out of stores, wake up call. The people that are getting these phones out of the store are only paying taxes 9 times out of 10. Or they're paying $380 at most. So, if you're a phone buyer and you're paying $500 plus for an iPhone 16 Pro Max, well, no, $500 ain't bad. If you're paying around like $680 up, $650 up, $600 up, you're not negotiating correctly. And see, That's where people get it messed up. Because people think that just because they have new phones, that the new phones are worth money. They think that if they're going offer up and they see an iPhone 16 Pro Max being sold, that iPhone 16 Pro Max is actually going to warrant them money. Yeah, it'll get your money back if you sell it to the right person, but it ain't going to make you the most profit. Unlocked or locked, doesn't matter. And you want to know something? I want you guys to look at the iPhone 16 Pro Max, $256, and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, $256. Okay? Let's make this make sense. Okay? So, this person gets paid $710, okay, for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, 256 gigabyte. But they get paid $580 for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's a $130 difference. So, let's make this clear. If I was to go, and let's actually do it, right? So, let's go to a new window. Okay. So, iPhone 16 Pro Max. Okay. So, iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let's get an iPhone 16 Pro Max real quick, okay? So, iPhone 16 Pro Max, we're going to buy one. I just want to show y'all something. I want to show you why I say what I say. Okay? 256. No trading. All right. So we know that the iPhone. Where's my sticky notes at? Where did my son put them? Whatever. All right. So we know an iPhone 16 Pro Max is $1,199. Right? Okay. Now let's go all the way up. Let's go back to iPhones. And let's go. Dang, they're not even putting it up there. Hold on. iPhone 15 Pro Max. Why is Apple pushing the 15s out but not the Pro Max on their website? Y'all know why? That's what I'm telling y'all, man. It's so simple. Hold on. Okay. Retail price for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, $1,099. You know what that means? That means that for the iPhone 15, you're paying $100 less than the iPhone 16. Why is that important? It's important because when you look at a price just like this and you see a $130 difference, the $130 difference is because of the difference that they are actually charging for the phones. So the difference is always going to be, if you're trying to flip phones in the correct way and you're trying to make the most profit, all you need to do is buy a phone that is lower than the current value. You'll be able to still make the profit. I'm going to show you how. So we got $710 for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and we got $580 for the 15 Pro Max. So if I was to say, yo, I'll buy an iPhone 15 Pro Max for, let's just say, $500, right? And then if I say I'm going to buy the iPhone 16 Pro Max for $600, right? No matter what, I know what I want my profit to be. I want my profit to be what? $50, $60, either or, right? So if you already know that I want my profit to be $50, let's just say, for example, right? $580 is what the buyer's getting paid minus the $50 that the buyer wants, right? So $530 is the price that you need to buy the phone at. Okay, we're talking about if you were this buyer. Okay, we're not talking about if you were just who you are right now, because obviously you would get a different price. Okay, this is a buyer's price list. This is the price list that the buyer is paying for phones and getting paid for phones. This is the buyer telling me, Brandon, put me on your price list. This is the amount of money that I'm getting paid to get these phones. That's what it is. Okay, so the point of the matter is, no matter if you buy an iPhone 13, an iPhone 14, an iPhone 15, an iPhone 15 Pro, iPhone 15 Pro Max, you still can get the same exact profit margin no matter what model you are buying. Why would you buy an iPhone 16 Pro Max when an iPhone 16 Pro Max they're going to tax you for because they think that it's worth more money on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace when it's not? The phone is the same exact, $100 difference basically than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But if I was a phone buyer and I'm trying to find a phone to make me $50, I'm going to try to find a phone that will cost me the least amount of money and still guarantee me the $50 profit. Just because you get a new phone that looks and sounds or feels new doesn't necessarily mean it's going to give you a bigger profit. It doesn't. And I can show you guys even more, because what I try to do is operate on full transparency, and I also try to make sure that I am relaying it to a point to where you can see and understand, right? If I go on OfferUp right now and look up iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? I'm looking up the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When I look up iPhone 16 Pro Max, I see people selling them for $900. We had one for, and we're looking at new. So 900, 700, 800, 900, well, that's not new. Wow. 1,000, right? But if I look up an iPhone 15 Pro Max, $250, $550, one 900, which is crazy because they already understand the market, obviously. $575. You have to look at the point that people will operate off of what they think instead. And this is a scam right here. This picture has been going around for a while, since last year. This person is scamming. Whoever you see with this picture. Anyway, that is the point. No matter what phone you buy, you'll be always able to get a profit. No matter what, you just have to weigh the risk management. It's a difference. I make money off of risk management. I don't make money off of feelings or off of what product I like. That doesn't matter to me. I may like the iPhone 16, but I don't like the price it's going to cost me to get it. The cost of goods is way more important than you just having the newest phone to sell. You look stupid. You look stupid investing all of your money into an iPhone 16 when you can invest all of your money into an iPhone 14 or 15 and make the same amount of money. Same amount of money. If you want to know, if I was to give somebody that's looking to flip phones some advice, the number one advice I would give them is buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max, buy the iPhone 14 Pro or the 14 Pro Max. Because if I go down lower than the 15 Pro Max and I go to a 14 Pro Max, you got people out here that don't even think that that phone is relevant, which is freaking crazy. That phone is relevant, right? But I can get that phone and I can negotiate somebody lower than I would at 16 or 15 Pro Max. It's all in the way that you think about it, guys. It's all in the way that you think about it. You got to learn that, like, business doesn't matter how you feel. And I don't care about how anybody addresses anything, in my opinion, when it comes to trying to sell phones to the price list. Because what I do is I don't operate off of my emotion. I operate off of what people are getting paid. That's it, right? That's just like saying, yo, I ain't even gonna do no more examples. Regardless, y'all get what I'm saying, right? So, all right, now let's look at the prices that have changed for the price list in general. So what I'm gonna do, guys, so I have a phone flipping price list, and the phone flipping price list is a price list that gives you market value. Now, I had some individual that told me, he was like, well, the prices on the price list, the buyer shouldn't go any lower. They shouldn't. The only issue and the only way that buyers will ever go lower on the price list is if you're rushing. Why? And this is something that I had to realize that I messed up on, because I didn't explain this efficiently. And that's my fault. That ain't nobody else's fault but mine. You understand me? So like, full accountability. One thing I will say is that when I make my videos and I talk about the price list, I'm just pulling it up right now, guys. When I talk about the price list, I don't talk about how, yes, if right now it is 10:48 a.m. where we at. If you are somebody using the phone flipping prices right now, this would be the perfect time for you to submit phones. Okay? Why? Because right now, people in China are still up. They're about to go to bed, but they still up. We up. Everybody is mostly up that's in the price list right now. But when it gets to 4 o'clock, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., you're going to get a delayed response from buyers. And what I'm seeing is happening is a lot of people, instead of waiting, they're texting. So basically the way it works, I got to explain it so you guys understand. What they're doing is they're like, okay, in the information tab right here, we have an email that you would email to send your phones you want to sell. So what they're doing is they're sending their offers at like 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m. And when they do it, all the buyers aren't up. Some buyers are asleep right now. Right? So they're like, well, hey, do you guys got the offers yet? Do you guys got the offers yet? Do you guys got the offers? You got the offers? The offers. And what happens is my team rushes to give you offers, and it's not the offers you want because you didn't want to wait until we got all the offers. So what you do is you rush and you are eager. So we send you some offers, and then when they're not what you want, you complain, or you're upset, or you're frustrated, or confused. But see, the point of the matter is that no, when you send a phone to be submitted, it is automatically forwarded to 50, to be honest, 65 emails. We then wait for all emails to come back. But when you consistently ask for the offers, then we'll compose all of the offers that we got so far and give you the highest one. See, but what confuses us is that people want us to give them the highest offers possible in the lowest amount of time. And that's where we end up not connecting, because we cannot just give you offers that we don't have. Like, if we don't have the offers, we don't have the offers. If we can't orchestrate what you want immediately, this is a hard price list to put together. I tell you that, because you have a bunch of different type of people, a bunch, and I keep telling people that, but like, you just don't. I got people that they don't like me because of the color of my skin, but they still work with me because I got that respect from them. I got people that may not speak English, but they still work with me because of the respect I got. But at the same time, you have to handle different buyers different ways. And that is where I think I could do better at explaining that more. So yeah, I think, again, when you are looking to sell phones, and I get an overwhelming amount of DMs, of people just asking me question after question after question. It becomes exhausting. But a lot of people don't really understand the things they don't have to see. So that's where, and I would show, but I can't, because the requested has some interesting sponsored things in there. But regardless, it becomes a detriment to your time and my time for us to complain. It's all about getting these buyers to give you the best offer. And the way that you do it is not by buying the newest phone. That's really the main point. The main point is stop buying the newest devices thinking you're going to get a better profit. It's not how it works all the time. All right, guys, it's just not how it works. Sometimes you have to relax and realize that the offers are going to flow in. They're going to come. But to get the best offer, sometimes you got to, because we negotiate for you too with the price list. So it's not just like, oh, just give us the offers and that's it. It's not how we do it. Sometimes we negotiate. Sometimes we actually have to, nah, we ain't sending that. Give us another one. Are you sure? Are you sure that's all you can offer? Are you sure that's the best price? I don't know. Like, we are politicking. And that's the difference, guys. All right, so what we finna do is we're gonna actually make some offers, okay? Because again, a lot of people they think in their heads, hey, well, since Brandon does it, I think I know everything that Brandon does, right? No, because when Brandon shows you something, I'm showing you something that I want you to put into play, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you every single time if you don't put your own twist on it, right? And I make that very clear. I had a guy who was one of my phone flipping mentees, and he would copy word for word what I send people in the videos. He would do the same thing, and he wasn't getting no results from it. And then he confronted me one day. He was like, yo, why do I not get the same results you get when I put X, Y, and Z inside of the offer? I said, so you put this, and this? He said, yeah. I said, what else did you put? He like, well, I just say that. And I'll tell you exactly what he says. So what he did was he went here. He said iPhone. And then he would go find a phone, right? So let's look at the iPhone 13 Pro Max, right? So he would go look at the phone. He would go hit ask. And then he would say, I can do 13 Pro Max. We're going to do 365. The most that we can do is 400 because the market value is around like 450, but we can't pass 500. So I do 365, right? Really what I do is 350. So I'm going to do 350, right? I'm going to offer somebody 350 for this iPhone 13 Pro Max, knowing that it's not worth 350, but I'm going to let them argue me up. But here's the point. What he would do is he would say, I can do $350. And then he would say, you don't have the box, right? Right? And that's what he would say. Now, I'm not going to say that to this person because I didn't even look at the pictures. So let me copy this real quick and let me look at the pictures real quick. Okay. Yeah. So he would say that. Now, after he said it, right? What I saw when I looked at when I was auditing his account is, bro, they responded, but you didn't know what to say after. So they would be like, no, I don't have a box. And then he would just be like, well, why didn't they just give me another offer? Or, well, why didn't they tell me that, okay, I'll do 400? Or why didn't they give me something? And I'm like, because, see, you're too busy trying to be me instead of being you. See, I don't get online trying to promise you that I got the secret sauce that makes your pudding taste good. I try to tell you what secret sauce I put in to make everything work for me. The difference is you can actually use my secret sauce, put it into your sauce as well, but keep being you. Don't never get it twisted for taking what I do as the law and forgetting what type of person, what type of charisma, what type of bluntness, what type of humor, what type of person you are. See, the art of selling has nothing to do with a script. And that's where people fail. Salesmen don't actually get sales because they follow a script. I've done door-to-door before. And when I did door-to-door, usually the times that I did door-to-door, it was for like training, obviously, because I didn't. So when I first started my business, I didn't just want to start a business. Like, I didn't get in this shit for the shits and giggles and to blow smoke up people's ass or to try and look like I'm just that guy. I got into this type of business because I want to be the best version of myself every single day. And I want to know how to talk. I want to know how to articulate. I want to know how to be the best version of myself, but I'm never going to forget who I am, right? So I remember, because I know one of the, not district managers or regional managers, but I know one of the top people that deal with Verizon, both the home and the wireless. So what happened was, I went out to Harrisburg with this individual, and I was training with him, trying to learn how to actually be able to run a store, because I had a store. I was treating my employees like crap, and I ended up having to close the store because things didn't pan out well. It was me. I was young, had a lot of money, very arrogant. So what happened was, this guy was like, yo, come to Harrisburg with me. I went with him. We went door knocking. So we went door knocking. I said, yo, I'm not standing outside knocking on no doors. He said, yo, let me tell you something. One of the best ways to learn how to sell is by knocking on doors. He said, because when you go in somebody else's territory where they don't want you, and you can convert that and from a lead into a sale, override every single objection, you won. I said, well, listen, bro, I don't know about you, but I hate when people come to my door. He said, exactly. So I said, bet, let's get it. So we knocked on doors. Now, Harrisburg was the place we were at. It was mansions, big ass houses. Okay. Now I'm talking about, we were doing this Verizon Fios stuff. I had no clue of what the hell Verizon offered. Okay. Nor did I care. I just wanted to go and learn. So he gave me a little paper that was like in that little plastic film, like, so it was protected and stuff. I had that, and they had all the plans on it, the channels and all of that. So we walk in, we knocking. He knocks on the door. The guy was like, I don't want to talk, bro. Like, I'm good. He was like, what, you got a baby in the oven? I said, oh my God. Now, it may sound very like, Brandon, what are you talking about, right? But when he said, what, you got a baby in the oven, what really, really sparked my interest was how the guy reacted. Because, see, when you are selling somebody, or when you're trying to override an objection, or you're trying to get somebody to be up on your side or to be open to your position, you have to open them up. You can't, hey, how are you? How you doing? My name is Brandon. I'm here on behalf of Verizon, and we recently updated our services, and we recently put the lines in, and I just wanted to know if you wanted to get, like, you can't do that, because automatically people start feeling like what? Like they're getting sold. So what you got to do is you got to hit them with something that knock them off their feet, something that they don't even expect. And when you hit them with something they don't expect, then what ends up happening is they start either laughing, they get disgusted, or they start, they get confused. So the guy said, what, you got a baby in your oven? He's like, I got a what? A baby in your oven. No, I don't got no baby in the oven. All right, cool. So listen, let me talk to you real quick. So recently we did it. He started going to his little pitch. But peep this. Before he went into his pitch, he opened them up. And I should create more videos on how to sell, because it's way more in depth than what people think. Selling is a art. It is definitely an art. You have the 4 factors of impulse. You have storytelling. You have forwards, family, occupation, relation, dream. You have so many different things that you could talk about and grow, develop a connection and a network with somebody to be able to have them on your side. So when I tell you guys that I am doing something like this, I'm sending a message like that. That does not necessarily mean that you need to send that word for word. Put a little bit of you in it, right? Put a little bit of you in it, because you are an awesome individual. For like, look at this. 20 hours ago in Philadelphia, PA, used normal condition. Okay. Looking at this picture, I see a few things. Okay. Now I try to tell you guys what I see because I'm very detail oriented. Now, when I look at this, I see scratches on the screen. I see that this person does not keep his area clean. So I don't know what the hell could be wrong with his phone. I would not be surprised if the back is cracked. Okay, let's see. All right, the back may not be cracked, but it is. So I see the wear and tear on our sides, the corners, and then I see the camera lens is cracked. If I see a camera lens cracked on a phone, I automatically do not buy it. That's just that. Why? Personal reasons. I believe once your camera back is cracked, like the lens, it can't be repaired. Now, you'll have people argue me up and down. Yeah, you can. You get the adhesive, you get the camera lens, you put it on. Yes, you're right. The problem is once you replace a camera lens, if it's in their pocket, it get too hot, it's going to come off. The camera lens, in my opinion, does not ever completely get fixed. I don't care what nobody tell you. I don't care. In my experience, it don't get fixed. So, and it ain't worth it. Because, see, when I buy phones, I buy them for two purposes only. Okay? And again, this is what I be trying to tell y'all. I try and, give y'all the real. When I buy phones for two reasons. Either to sell to consumers or to sell to wholesalers. The problem with a lot of people is a lot of people buy phones to sell to wholesalers, so they'll just pay whatever. Thinking, I'm just going to make this amount of money. And that's why you end up stuck in situations where you're begging for money. Because while, yes, you want to offer fair prices to people, the fair price is you getting what you came to get.